Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another layout, this time using the April Scraptastic kits. They're called Let Me Go and Worth Wondering. This is the first layout I am doing with this kit, so it's really exciting. I have all this new stuff to play with, and if you go back 2 videos, I have part 1 and part 2. The first one is the paper selection. The second one, I just kind of show you what I do. I sit down on my bed with all the pattern papers the way I chose them, and then I sit down with a stack of photos and then start piling on the photos, the embellishments, and that way when I sit down I just grab the first layout that's on top and I start scrapping. And I find if you're crunched for time, that really helps because everything's already planned out for you, and I don't put more than 5 minutes per page. So the last time I got 8 pages ready like that, so maybe 40 minutes. I sat down, and it goes faster and faster as you're picking, this photo with these pattern papers, and then these die cuts, and and then this is the first layout, but I'm already working on the third layout, and it's almost complete. I'd say I have about 20 minutes left, but the battery died, so had to wait for the battery to charge up again. I have another recorder on the way, but it's still not here. So I want to use that background. That's a wood grain. Oh, it's awesome. I love it. I wish I would have had 2 of that wood grain, but I only had the 1. But I'm going to use it as a background. I'm going to use that stencil, and it's a doily. And at first I was going to use it with white, but it didn't come out very well, so I'm going to use my new color Bloom, and I haven't done the haul for that yet, but they're spray mist, and this is peony, and it's a nice pink, and I love it. So I'm going to spray it in 2 areas on the layout, and it has a nice shimmer to it, and it adds the pink tone to the layout that I wanted, because it's a picture of my daughter eating ice cream, and what I did was I dug out some old pictures. These are 2004, so they're 10 years old, and just grabbed a whole bunch, and that's what I'm going to scrap with this kit. And tomorrow I'm going finally to my developing place, and I'm going to get 300 or 400 pictures developed. So yay, I can't wait. This is the first time that I have 2 minutes. I worked crazy hours, and if I wasn't working, I was sleeping. So I have 4 days off, so I'm going to get those photos done. I'm going to visit a friend tomorrow that I haven't seen in probably 4 months, just because life is so crazy. So I'm going to go for a visit. I'm going for a massage, yay, because my back is killing me. So I just feel so good because I have a few days off. I have 4 days off, and I'm going to have time. I have to start packing, and I want to do a little bit of scrapbooking, so it's going to be lots of fun. One of the pattern papers was from Teresa Collin, Daily Stories, and it was those butterflies, and oh man, do I love them. And I cut 2 strips, one for the top of the layout, the other one for the bottom. And then the back side of that pattern paper is that diagonal stripe, and it's sort of a brownish color. So I'm just going to partly matte the photo with that, but the first matte is a diagonal stripe. And if you go back at the beginning of the video, I bring up all the pattern papers close up to the viewfinder so that you can see which pattern papers are which, because I don't remember. So at the beginning of the video, if there's a branding strip, I always show it so that way you can see what papers they are. And maybe, someday I'll remember to write them down. But for now, it's not plausible for me to do that. This layout was done over a period of 3 or 4 days. And it was when I would come home from a night shift, I would work for about, half an hour. This layout took me 2 hours to complete. And that's probably why, because it was after night shift. So my brain is just, but it just kind of relaxes me before I go to bed, and I really like that. So I cut a strip of those butterflies. I'm also going to put that to the right of the layout. I matted it on a blue pattern paper just bits and pieces that are sticking out here and there. Now I'm using my favorite punch, EK Success. And a few people said they got it directly from the EK Success website. I went to look and I couldn't find it. So I don't know if it's no longer available, or maybe you can get it on Etsy. But it's double dotted embossed circles or something like that, scallop. But if you don't push hard, you don't see the embossed circles inside. There's a new one that they have that actually cuts little circles inside, and I don't really like that one. But this one here, instead of punching out the circles, it just embosses them if you push hard. So it's like having two punches in one, because if you push hard, you get the extra little embossed circles, and if you don't, then you just get this awesome scallop. I'm going to take that diagonal stripe pattern paper, and I'm going to use my punch again, and I'm going to make a scallop for the top and the bottom of the layout. And it just kind of frames the layout with the butterflies, and then 2 scallop borders, and then 1 scallop to the right of the photo in the blue pattern paper. Now I feel good about the layers, so I'm just going to glue them down, because I don't like when stuff are just scooching around on me. I'd rather it just kind of stays put. So I'm going to put all the layers down, and I can't remember if I glue it down to the background, but if I do, I'm going to pull everything up, because once I walk away and then the next morning when I come home from work, I just wanted to do something different with it. But at this point, I'm just going to glue the top of the layout and the bottom of the layout. So this is technically not a 2-page spread, but the 2 pages are going to sit side by side in the album. So on this side of the layout, it's going to be the beginning of the title, and then it's going to finish on the second page. And this page is my daughter eating ice cream. And then on the second page, it's my son eating ice cream. So the title, of course, is going to be I Scream, You Scream, We All Scream on this side. And then on my son's page, it says For Ice Cream, because I've already completed that page, and it'll be uploaded in a couple of days. And so now I'm using the Prima inks that came as a little bonus in the kit if you buy 2 kits in a row. So this one is called Knotted Wood, and again, it's from Prima. I love those. They're great for inking the edges. So I'm inking the edges of all the pattern papers, and I've already glued them together, so I'm just kind of folding them over or pulling them apart and then inking the edges. And it's just a small little ink pad, and it fits perfectly in your hand, so it's really easy to ink stuff. And I'm still having trouble with my ATG gun, and the roll is almost done, and I'm happy to report that I've changed the ATG in my gun today. And today's June 1st. And as I was starting this recording, I could hear June bugs hitting into my window. I'm like, it's June 1st. I know it's June, but man, they really, they're called June bugs, and they, June 1st, and they're here. So, and I cannot stand those bugs. Boo, they gross me out. But anyway, I was just like, oh, I hope you didn't, that you guys weren't going to hear that bang, bang, bang up against the windows, because those little suckers can be pretty big, and it feels like a bird hitting into your window. But anyway, they went away. So just before I started recording. So all is good. So I'm going to glue the top strip and the bottom strip to the layout. I'm going to take 2 doilies, and I'm going to glue them to the top left and the bottom right of the layout. And then I take one of those transparencies that came in the kit, and I just love those to just kind of add a little something something to the background, because transparencies, I mean, the name says it all. They're transparent, but these have little white different patterns on it, and this one is polka dots. So it kind of just shows a little bit from the background, the little white polka dots. And then I'm going to do something in a little bit to make those polka dots even stand out a little bit more. So now I'm looking at some of those Teresa Collins stickers that came in the kit from the Daily Stories collection. And there's one little sticker that has sort of the same butterflies as are in the pattern paper, and of course it came from the same collection, so a lot of the stickers are going to coordinate. And this is where I cut the transparency in half. I'm going to put one just above to the right of the doily, top left doily, and then just right below it too, so it looks like it's sticking from either side of it. Now this is a different day, and the first thing I do is rip everything off, take my American Craft roller, and I kind of sped up the video there because this was going to be like a 45-minute video because it took me so long to get this video or this page done. So I just kind of sped up this part of the video because it was something that took me a long time, but there wasn't a lot going on, if that makes any sense, because it was very repetitive and it takes a long time. So I'm going to take the cork, I'm going to take some flowers, and I'm also going to take some banners, and I'm going to take some alphas, and I'm going to take the Hero Arts white ink in the dauber. And I love this dauber. It's awesome for covering either your cork or your wood veneers so that you can change the color of them. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a coat of the white, because if you put the color directly on the cork, the pink won't have the nice color pink that it should have, or the blue, or whatever the case may be. I also took out some butterflies, which I'm going to ink up, but I'm not going to use till the next layout on my son's layout. But I'm going to do them here. So that's why I sped up the video, because I'm doing something, but it's the same thing. So I'm taking the white ink, I'm putting it either on the cork or on the stickers, the alpha stickers, and then I'm going to change the color. Now these are some of the thickers that came in the kit, and they're chipboard, and they're raw chipboard, and you can change the color of them. So I took out some wax paper, and someone was asking me if it was wax paper that I was using. Yes, it is wax paper, and it's great for two things. You can see where your title is going to be, but also whenever you need to work your title, like change the color, it's great. You just do it on that, and then when it's done, you just toss it, like, because wax paper, it's not that expensive, and you get a massive roll. Like, I've had mine for, I'm sure, 3 or 4 years in my scrap room, and I still have tons, and it's what, $5 or $6 in Canada anyway for a big roll. So that's pretty good for pretty good value to have for something in your. And I love to use it when I want to change the color of something. If it's, big, like there I have a lot of letters, a lot of different things. Now if I only have a little bit of stuff that I want to change the color, if you remember, I like using my stamping block and putting a little bit of this to that dot adhesive, and then gluing down my elements or embellishments that I want to change the color, and then do it on here, on that. But where this has so much letters and embellishments, that would have taken me forever. So I'd rather use a piece of wax paper. Now the colors that I use to change the coloring on the letters is Hero Arts daubers in Pale Tomato and Tide Pool Blue, and then some Stampin' Up! Ink in Pistachio Pudding. And I did it directly from the pad, and it's such a faint color that it was barely coming out. So then what I did was I went to get my reinkers, and I did it that way. Now I want to add some sparkles, so what I did was I used my new dauber. It's called Embossed Dauber or Dabber, and it's to add embossing ink to an area without an ink pad. So it's a dauber. You just dab it, and then you put your, in this case I put clear embossing powder so that the color would shine through, and it would keep that color. So I did it to all the words on the title, and I also did it on the flowers. Now I did some of it off camera because the camera died and I wasn't quite ready to go to bed yet, so I just did it before I went to bed. But I kept the flowers just to show you. Basically, you just use the dauber. So instead of the white, it's a clear embossing ink. You put it over the whatever you want to emboss, and then you spray the clear embossing powder over top, and you're done. You heat it up and it looks gorgeous. It just gives it that nice shimmer look. Now I want to use some of the stamp set that came in the kit. And let me see what I stamped. Oh, I want to make my own embellishments. So I'm going to use the banners that came in the kit. I'm going to stamp them out in pistachio pudding. And then I'm going to take the pink little inker that came in the kit too. And that is also from Prima. And it's called Vintage Pink. And I'm going to stamp some little hearts on the inside. And then I took out some washi tape from my stash. I took out some enamel shapes that came in the kit. And I had also colored in white and then pink and blue with the pale tomato and the typo blue some flags that I'm going to use on this layout. I'm going to use some wood veneer hearts that I got from last month's kit and still had some of the extras, I guess. So I'm going to use them on this layout. And what else did I do to this layout? Right now I'm stamping out the little banners and then I'm going to cut them out. Okay, so now I'm getting to the end of the embellishment. And two of the flags I stamped some little hearts in it. And again, it was with that Prima ink. And I don't know if I said the name or not. Vintage Pink. And then one of them I stamped in a sentiment that says pretty darn good. So I thought it was pretty appropriate for some ice cream. And this is where I'm going to color in the flags. Again, I'm using the Hero Arts white dauber. And then once I dry it up, then I use whatever color that you want. And it covers it so much faster and it looks so good. And so now I'm cutting out those banners. I'm going to add some, I'm basically at the end of the layout at this point. It's just a matter of getting these layers put together because I already have my background glued down. So now I'm going to start working on each embellishment cluster. So at the top of the layout, I'm going to put a piece of washi tape, the banner that I stamped out, and then the two little banners that I colored. Okay, sorry, the recording keeps stopping and it was freezing and I didn't know if it was recording and it wasn't. So at the top I put a doily, I put a washi, a couple of banners that the cork banners, and then a banner that I made myself, and then a couple of enamel hearts. And then at the top right or top left of the photo, that's where I have a doily that is surrounded by that acetate on either side, a piece of washi tape, one of the cork flowers that I colored. I stamped or punched out a piece of half circle of that blue paper because I wanted some blue at that corner of the layout because there was none, and there was blue on all the other sides of the layout. And then I took that sticker that was on the Teresa Collins sticker sheet that was of a butterfly. I also added an enamel dot and another banner, and then I'm going to add a wood veneer heart also to that. And then now I'm working on my title, and I'm just going to put it to the left of the layout, and right underneath the title I took one of the stickers that had sort of a scallop edge, and it was a sticker from the Teresa Collins sticker sheet, and I cut a little piece off of it and then put at the top of that top cluster. And then I'm just gonna add some quick dry adhesive to the back of the letters because of all the treatment that I did to them with the heating and stuff. the glue is gone. So you have to make sure to re-glue them really good to the page and make sure that they don't move. And then at the bottom cluster, bottom right, I also put a doily, a piece of washi tape, a die cut that said "Oh Happy Day," one of the cork flowers, a wood veneer heart, a flag that I made with the one that says "Pretty Darn Good," an enamel heart. Whew, I had a hard time saying that. And then I'm going to ball up some twine and put it at each of the different clusters. And then I'm going to take out my color bloom in peony color again. And then I'm just going to make some extra spots and also some brown glimmer glaze in all the different clusters. And here are some close-ups of each part of the layout. And that's it. My first page of the April kit is done. So thanks for watching. Bye.